Amazing how much the media cares about this person who is a gang member.
Let's get reaction now from Harrison Fields, special assistant to President Trump. He's also the White House principal deputy press secretary. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So we'll start with the Supreme Court says you must facilitate Garcia's return. Is anyone in the White House actually trying to do that?
Well, let's level set a little bit. The Supreme Court also acknowledged that the district court acted outside of their bounds when it comes to the president's Article 2 authorities when it comes to immigration. And they said that essentially El Salvador has the jurisdiction now on whether or not to release this individual. El Salvador's president came out today and basically said he's not going to do so. So now this individual will stay there. But I also want to correct the record. The reality is this wasn't a Maryland father. This was a El Salvadorian man who was illegally in this country, who was affiliated with MS13.
There is no evidence to that.
Let's set the record straight about who this person is.
There's no evidence that he was a gang member.
With all due respect, if the Department of Justice has come out and said that he has gang affiliations, just like the same man who killed Rachel Morin had gang affiliations. So you would have told me before Rachel Morin's death, you would have defended that man and said he had no gang affiliations, and he went on to kill Rachel Morin. So instead of defending this gentleman, talk about who he actually is, and talk about the risk in keeping illegal criminals in this country. This is exactly what President Trump was elected to do, to return these people back to their home countries, and that's what he did.
We're not defending him. I'm going to reiterate that is unsubstantiated. There is no evidence of him being a gang member. He is married to a U.S. citizen, and he was in this country legally. Okay, but we don't know if he was
Being
actually...
married does not make you not a gang member.
There's no evidence. We're going to move on. There's no evidence that he was a gang member, and I want to reiterate that to our viewers.
The Department of Justice came out and said there was credible evidence that he was a member or affiliated with MS13.
You said he's a gang member, and he wasn't legally allowed to be here, which, again, he was legally allowed to be here. And he is married to an American citizen.
You can hold court for him all you want. He's no longer in this country.
All right.
The Americans are safer because of it.
And to go back to the original question, so right now the White House seems to be doing nothing about getting him back, and that's fine. I'm going to move on.
He's an illegal immigrant. He was here illegally with deportation orders in 2019. What part of that do you not understand?
I understand the story very well, and I'm going to stop going back and forth with you on this, but I will say, again, he had every right to be in this country. Is there any scenario under which this guy...
He was an illegal immigrant.
We're going to move on this.
No, I will not let you go forward.
Okay.
He was an illegal alien in this country with a deportation order in 2019. He is an El Salvadorian citizen. If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, here illegally, there are grounds to deport you, in which happened recently.
Again, unsubstantiated. Those are not the facts, but I will move on.
But the reality is the president was elected on law and order and making America safe again. It was exactly what he's doing, which is exactly what the Attorney General Pam Bondi is doing. And listen, you can say all you want about Bukele and the way he's running his country, but the reality is he's got a 90% approval rating because El Salvadorians feel safe again in their country. Why is it that America can't conduct the same safety measures to ensure that men, women, and children are all safe in this country?
So the same safety measures as El Salvador? Same safety measures as El Salvador.
Protecting the streets. That's not controversial. Unless it is now in News Nation, that would be news to me.
That is not true, and you know you're distorting my words. But again, we're gonna move on. Trump is turning over federal land.
I have serious questions. You're defending this Maryland father of four.
I'm not defending him. I'm saying the facts, and I haven't said anything negative about Bukele at all, or his positive rates in his country. That has never been brought up. Okay. Trump is turning over...
Do you have a problem with the way he runs criminal justice in El Salvador?
It's not my job to say whether I think he's running his country well or not. That's not my job.
But we think he's doing a great job, and the people of El Salvador think so too.
Noted from the Trump administration. Thank you for that. I am going to move on now.
Insane. Now, please listen to this. God bless our press secretary.
Sure.
Still going off the El Salvador questions, yesterday in the Oval Office, administration officials made it very clear that El Salvador is responsible for Mr. Abrego Garcia, yet El Salvador's president said we're not going to do anything with him. So my question is, who is responsible for this man and where he's going to end up?
Well, no. First of all, President Bukele said that he is not going to smuggle a foreign terrorist back into the United States of America, as many in this room in the Democrat Party seemingly want him to do. Abrego Garcia was a foreign terrorist. He is an MS13 gang member. He was engaged in human trafficking. He illegally came into our country. And so deporting him back to El Salvador was always going to be the end result. There is never going to be a world in which this is an individual who's going to live a peaceful life in Maryland, because he is a foreign terrorist and an MS-13 gang member. Not only have we confirmed that, President Bukele yesterday in the Oval Office confirmed that as well. So he went back to his home country, where he will face consequences for his gang affiliation and his engagement in human trafficking. I'm not sure what is so difficult about this for everyone in the media to understand. And it's appalling, truly appalling, that there has been so much time covering this alleged human trafficker and this gang member, MS-13 gang member. It's truly striking to me. Karen.
And now Democrats are talking about going to El Salvador, as you can see right here. The Democrat Party is the party of criminals. You let me know what you think about this in the comment section. God bless you and your family. Catch you on the next one.